Hi, I'm Jody Sharpe, and I write books about angels. Do you believe in angels? I do. I believe that angels have been with me since I was a little girl. I always knew they were there and that God was there. Well, I have stories today to tell you about real angels. I think I met one once after my daughter had passed away, and a really dear friend of mine took me on a trip to Houston to help me along the path of grief. And we met a man one day in a department store, and we just talked to him for a moment. And then the next day, there he was, an hour away, when we went to a little shop that my friend Nancy had never been to. And he came up to us and said, "Hi, girls." And it was just so bizarre and surreal, really, because at the end he said, "Well, I guess I'll see you at the airport." And we looked away and we looked at some little gifts in the shop and turned back, and he was gone. And we looked up and down the street and he was gone. And so we sat down outside at a little table and chairs and talked about maybe he was an angel to comfort me. Because, you see, I'd had this fear of flying that had escalated during that time. And people ask, "Well, do you see him at the airport now when you fly?" And I said, "Well, I looked for him. He wasn't there when I flew from Houston back to Arizona. But I think about him every time I fly." And there's so many stories about angels that people have written about, how people have helped them with stranded cars, or when they're ill, they see angels, or in nursing homes and in hospices, people have said they see angels. Well, my dear friend who I met at a presentation, she lost her husband and she was very despondent. They were very happy. She kept seeing these feathers, these blue-gray feathers, and she finally bought them. She saw them at a store. And then one day she was sitting, she had a stomach ache, and her angel appeared to her and told her his name. She couldn't clearly see his face, but he had long gray blue wings at his side. She said he could have been about 12 feet tall. And she said he just told her he was her guardian angel. And she felt better after that. And she's had many experiences that were spiritual after that, but only once did she see her guardian angel. And I saw a lot of feathers, bird feathers, when my daughter Kate passed away on the ground, and it would remind me of angels, that angels are near. And I wanted to write a children's book, and I asked my friend Sue, who's a wonderful writer and illustrator, Sue Claire Anderson, to please, could she illustrate a children's book for me, because I couldn't draw. And she said, "Well, let me think about it." Well, one day she called me and she said, "Guess what? I found a white, huge bird feather outside my garage." And I knew it was a sign I should do the book with you and illustrate it. And I said, "Really?" Because I found a white bird feather, white, at the side of my garage. And we compared photographs, and they were very similar. Now, were they from an angel's wings? I don't know. But my friend who saw her angel, her guardian angel, said this. She said, "I think angels appear to some and in the form of people and humans, which we both believe sometimes as humans, to help you out along the way. And they're little signs that we should take and listen to and think about to help us have a more purposeful and loving life." And the final thing I want to tell you is, when I was a little girl, I had 3 imaginary friends. And I remember their names, but I don't remember what they looked like. But I remember playing, and my parents saying I played with these imaginary children. And later I met a friend who is an intuitive, a very lovely friend of mine. And she said, "Oh, well, not only was the man you met that day after Kate died in Houston an angel, but those little children were angels too. They come to children. Children can see them sometimes." So these are some of the real angel stories that I wanted to talk about today, because I believe in angels, and sometimes I ask them questions about my life, and quietly I sometimes get answers. No, not in a voice, although I have heard voices in dreams that have helped me write my books. But I believe that messages are there and help us in our lives from the angels. So that's all for now, and I hope to see you again, and believe, because angels are real.